Hey yo, what's up? Mochi here, and welcome to another Monday Night Mix-Up. And today we are finally here checking out Girls Never Die from tripleS. And this is quite the occasion because, well, all 24 members of tripleS are here. You can finally see them, well, all in one music video. And yeah, this has been quite hyped up, especially by the members themselves. They've been hyping this up in tripleS Signal. And yeah, this has me quite pumped for this release. So let's get right to it. Let's see what exactly this tripleS have in store for us here with Girls Never Die. Here we go. Is that Soyeon? Of course it would be. Yeah. Who else? Oh! Falling Crows? Ooh. This sounds so good. A lot of interesting imagery going on though. Are they squatting here? Ooh. Okay. Oh, I love the vibes here. Oh, what's happening there? Oh? This is such a groovy chorus. I think I'll comment on the imagery later. It's like, looks like there's so much going on here. Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay. What's going on with that instrumental? Ooh, that looks so cool. Oh. What's that? What? Oh. This song is such a vibe. And the crow flies out. Interesting. Feathers. Huh. Okay, okay. So there's seems to be quite a lot to unpack here. I don't think I've gotten all the pieces for the imagery of the song yet. We'll go through that later. But right now, let's talk about the actual song itself. First of all, that melody line for the chorus, it just really, really, really mesmerizes you. Like, we have this la la la, vocable line basically. It sounds kind of laid back, but underneath that, you can kind of feel this sense of determination, this sense of strength, underlying strength. And yeah, it's a nuance that you can really just feel in the song. Like, the song is quite slow paced. It has this casual laid back feel to it, but at the same time, it doesn't really feel laid back. Yeah, like I said, I think the word that best sums it for me, what I'm feeling from it, is the word determination. That's what I can feel from the tone of the song. Not necessarily the lyrics, but the tone of the song. That there is this determination, there is this almost desperation to survive, not just to survive, to live. I guess that's why it's called Girls Never Die, right? Because especially with the imagery that's going on in the MV, it's not exactly Girls Never Die, but more like girls die but never stay dead. Or something like that, because we do see the crows falling, but then they get back up and they fly again. Or I guess not really die, but more like get to a state that's almost death, but they still rise up from it. So I believe this song is more about like overcoming something, like overcoming adversity, overcoming challenges, or probably more of what I'm getting from this song is overcoming darkness. Yeah, that's the feeling that I'm getting from this song. Now, I would like to get into it a little bit more, so let's replay that and let's see exactly what's going on in this MV. So here we go. Let's press replay. So we see Soyeon walking in the crowd here. It looks like she's looking for someone. And then she turns back, faces us. And then we see here a bunch of crows falling around Soyeon. It's just like, whoa. It's not a sight that you normally would see or even expect. And then we see like some of the members of tripleS here standing in a graveyard. And I assume they're standing around an open grave. Okay, this part is interesting. Like, their outfits here kinda makes me think of a cult. Because usually people in cults would like dress plainly and dress the same in order to show that they are kind of like united in one belief. I guess that's probably what's being portrayed here. which is that all the tripleS members are one in this particular scene. So yeah, not quite sure about my interpretation on that yet. Then we see Yuyeon. Sorry, I thought there was something, but oh, it's not yet the Yuyeon thing. Sorry. But yeah, we see over here. Looks like they're squatting in here. They're not camping because they're inside the building. But definitely looks like they're squatting. You know, we have the usual gear, tents, water from plastic bottles, uh, like the big plastic bottles, because you have to really, what do you call that? Have as much of the essentials as possible with you. But they do have a bunch of stuff with them here as well, because we see them with all these things: radios, water heaters, cell phones in some instances. But they're still homeless. Now we see Sumin over here, like gaming. So what I'm inclined to think in this particular situation is that this MV in particular might be talking about depression, maybe, because that's another thing that someone might do when they have symptoms of depression. uh Again, we're not really labeling, we're just trying to identify symptoms of depression or signs of depression, is that they tend to go for escapist activities, one of which is gaming. And it looks like it's like really degenerated over here, since we see all these empty food containers around Sumin. It's quite messy. And in contrast, over here, like the members over here are, yeah, they definitely look like they're just squatting in the building, but they're somehow just like, it looks like they're happy being together like this. Especially this part. Like this part really just reminds me of Rising, when they go into the apartment and they start dancing, well, also in pyramid formation, going towards the mirror. Like that's what they're doing here. They're actually facing the mirror, which is on uh one of the walls. And the general atmosphere here is that of enjoying themselves with each other, I guess. So I guess what's being portrayed here is like, no matter what the circumstance, even if they're homeless, but you know, they do have each other and they find joy in each other, probably. I mean, that's probably the interpretation. Like, it is quite evident they do find joy in each other. I'm just saying, probably to like my interpretation. Yeah, definitely. Look, there's like dark, uh, circles under Sumin's eyes and like very pronounced anxiety on her face. And then, yeah, we see the ants. And after seeing the ants there, yeah, we see the ants over here. So I did notice this earlier. So it's kind of like uh, she's in the early stages of like dying, maybe. Because ants will sometimes swarm around various dead animals and stuff like that. And then, sorry, over here, this just kind of reminds me of Generation. Um, just the members going through a train station. Except this seems like a different train station. This walkway that they're on looks a bit narrower compared to where they were in Generation. But the vibe is kind of similar, even though Generation is also set during the daytime, and this is nighttime here, so it's also a different vibe to it. Okay, sorry. Now this is what I was looking for. Okay, we see Yuyeon over here, and she's like plowing through a tub of, is that even ice cream? We see various other snacks litter around her, and so this definitely does feel like she's showing signs of depression. And she submerges herself, which kind of reminds me of, who was that? I can't remember his name. Like, oh, the character's name. It's like the the sort of best friend dude in Squid Game. Because like early on in the series, he also submerges himself in the bathtub, and it's kind of like a herald for his eventual death. But I'm pretty sure that's not connected here. It's just in general, the submerging yourself in the bathtub thing is uh, usually kind of portrays the fact that a person feels like they want to die. Not necessarily that they're gonna kill themselves by submerging themselves in a bathtub. That usually does not work that well. Uh, but it does kind of illustrate it, since it's more like you're drowning in your own despair, something like that. Okay, sorry. Then we see Hyon just standing in front of this car that's about to hit her. Is she also in that sort of state? Not quite sure. Okay, but there is that contrast from the depression part, is that Yuyeon goes back up from the water. And so I think this is the theme that's running throughout this MV. That we see these things that are dying or close to dead that come back and just keep on living. So I think, yeah, that is what they're trying to portray here. So we see the crow flying, and actually, I didn't notice it before, but it looks like, yeah, the car stopped before hitting Hion. So she ended up not getting hit by the car. Then we see the crow flying. And the crow's flying above the bathtub. Now, this particular scene is intriguing to me. Like, they're now all dressed in white, and we have this like very ethereal glow about them. So I wonder what this is meant to portray, if this is like the process of rebirth or something like that. Or I don't know. Or maybe it's supposed to illustrate the glimmerings of hope in the world. Yeah. We'll still try to figure that out. Okay. One thing that I did notice over here, we have Soyeon and Cheon, the first and the last members, and they appear to have black wings. But what I've noticed since earlier, like there were some shots of them earlier as well, it looks like they only have one wing each. And is that meant for them to portray like two halves of a whole or something like that? And yeah, this just looks cool. Really cool. And Yubin joins Yuyeon. Yeah, it's just one wing each. Wanna start again? Like, okay, that particular line just really makes me think it's about, yeah, rising up again after falling, I guess. Not necessarily death and rebirth, but falling and rising up again. That part, is that reversed? Is that part reversed? Like the audio is reversed? If so, yeah, they're pulling off another like what release was that before? Was it Why Not? So what, actually? Oh, but Jaden wasn't involved in So What anymore. I'm pretty sure other people on the internet might have tried reversing that, so we'll probably get answers later on. I mean, outside of this video. But yeah. Yeah, that sounds reversed. And then they jump, and there's a crow flying. Okay, also, the crows are really, really flying thick now. One thing I did notice as well earlier, like even in the first run through, look at the right portion of the video here. There is a beam of light just going down. Like, what is that? Usually in sci-fi, that would either be a tractor beam, a transport beam, or just some sort of uh, power exchange going on or power transfer going on. Because it would depend. What is the direction of that beam of light? Is it from the top going down, or is it from the bottom going up? That's really really intriguing. It just looks so cool. I'm sorry, what was that? I think this is like stuffed toys, but is there something to it? A bunny stuffed toy. Like, is there any particular significance to it? Or like who is holding it? I don't know. So they're standing over an empty grave, or around an empty grave, and then we see a crow fly out, and it joins the other crows. So they are, dare I say it, a murder of crows. But it doesn't look like there's any murder going on. Quite the opposite, in fact. It's more of life that is going on, which probably does tie in with, well, girls never die. So yeah, putting that all together, it might be about depression being on this like downward spiral of despair, feeling that the world is full of darkness and you just want to at times give into it. But no, you're not supposed to give into it. Like, there is still hope in the world. There is still joy to be found in the world, and we kind of saw that with the members in the abandoned building that they're squatting in. That they had each other, right? They were homeless apparently, but they had each other, and it looked like that was enough for them. And that kind of looked like what was going on as well with Yuyeon, right? Because after Yuyeon resurfaces from the water, she's joined by Yubin. So, in a sense, there that she didn't stay alone, and yeah, it's also the thing with the crows, right? Like at the starting, we saw the crows falling, and in some cases they kind of looked like they were dead, but at the end of the MV, they were all flying. Flying high, fast, and free. So yeah, that I feel like that might be the gist of the song. I might have missed a bunch of other details throughout the MV. If I have, please do point them out in the comment section down below. If someone has a more complete explanation of this, or a complete, or just like would be able to point out all the various connections that this has to, well, other things. I'm pretty sure I missed a bunch of connections to like previous music videos, because I know there's bound to be call outs, right? And the only one I can particularly remember from the lyrics would be, well, the Shine Better call out, right? So there was a Shine Better in the lyrics, which of course references Invincible. And I'm pretty sure there are more that I most likely have missed. So yeah, just feel free to share all that stuff in the comment section down below. I'd really like to I'd really appreciate any additional info or, well, discussion regarding this particular release from tripleS. So yeah, I think that's it for my reaction to Girls Never Die from tripleS. I should really wrap this up now. It's over 30 minutes here in my recording. So again, wonderful release from tripleS. Such a cool and groovy chorus line from them. I really like that chorus. It's really very hypnotic for me. Okay, and just like, for me, I could just feel that chorus, even with just the notes underlying, the la 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 part. But yeah, quite an exciting time for tripleS, especially with all 24 of them here in this release. I do wonder about what to expect with the rest of the album, and well, all what will come out of, like, well, the promotions for this. I do hope to see a lot more content from tripleS, especially now that they are complete. They are 24, and yeah, we'll be eagerly on the lookout for those. So yeah, let's just wrap this up here. That's it for my reaction to Girls Never Die. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also feel free to check out my Patreon, where I also post reactions to longer form content, more casual content, most of which is available for free. You can probably see the titles pop up here on the side. There's also some bonus perks set aside for those who are kind enough to subscribe, such as access to my K-drama and anime reactions, which, incidentally, you can also access for free for 7 days, as that is tier 1 of my Patreon, and it has a 7-day free trial, so you might want to, well, try that out. Also, higher tiers of my Patreon get various levels of early access depending on the tier, as well as priority when it comes to recommendations. But don't get too fussed about all that. Like I said, most of the stuff on my Patreon is available for free, so don't be afraid to check it out. The link to my Patreon is in the description down below, as well as a link to a spreadsheet where you can more easily navigate and access the said free content on my Patreon. So you might want to start with that first. The link to that is also in the description down below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me on this amazing and epic journey with tripleS. Until next time, have a great day, everyone, and hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.